Okay, so we're back in Unity for part 2 of the LUA game, and the first thing I'm doing here is just setting up a scene and adding in the text editor UI. So I had some weird problems with this later on with index out of range exceptions on the text editor. These are actually happening in the plugin code, and it's to do with which line or the caret position, or caret index rather, in TextMesh Pro is -1 if the thing's not selected. And for some reason this is now causing index out of range exceptions because it's trying to look up on a -1 index. Yeah, so I played around with this for a while. See, I made a pretty basic UI control to start with. Implementing a hide and a show toggle so you can dock it to and from the side of the bar. Boom, scene with a thing. Now notice there that I'm not getting any exceptions when it's running. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to be trying to keep an eye out for what actually went wrong. Anyway, so we're passing in all of the coded stuff. What I'm doing here is I'm setting up the ship controller to have a temporary reference to the script editor so that they're linked together, and then you can see here I'm debugging. Okay, so I've figured out what the problem is with the text box here. It's actually down to TextMesh Pro. If you do not initialize this with a value, like a string, an actual string, it actually breaks the TextMesh Pro. So what I've ended up with is, originally I just had script code exists, but it's not anything. I've just added in like either an empty string or a comment, and that resolves the problem. So now when you start up, it's got add your code here. We can click in this and then go equals kids. I need to disable the movement because like see if I do this, because I'm using WASD to move, I need to disable that. Okay, so if I run this script, our spaceship will shoot off. Go off and find his random asteroid. And yes, another thing that I also need to fix for this is when you run this, it restarts the thread that's running this, but it doesn't cancel any existing coroutines. So here it's moving at 1 speed. If I run this again, it will go off and find a different one. Now it's moving 2 because there's 2 copies of that movement coroutine going, and they're both running concurrently, so it's now incrementing the movement by double every frame. So where it completed the coroutine finish, it's now back to moving 1, and if I do this multiple times, each time it's going to get faster until eventually it goes crazy, because it's incrementing the whole thing to 1 or to 100% completed straight away. So that's cool. Obviously broken, I do need to fix it, but I think that's where we're going to leave this one. As you can see, yeah, having those coroutines running all the time and not being cancelled leads to interesting undefined behaviour. Yeah, but I think we're getting closer to a game where you can go and mine asteroids, which is the whole point of this thing. Great, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.